Good morning, folks. How you doing today? We are back with my good friend Dion from Dion Talk. How you doing, sir?
Howdy, Mike. Ready for round two.
Ready for round two, folks. And again, folks, we are doing this because Dion is helping me out. I'm trying to upgrade my home office, and we're recording this on my phone. So hopefully by Sunday, I actually have high-speed internet, or I should say higher speed internet. So Dion, thanks for doing this for me.
No, I think it's going to work out great as long as everybody doesn't stare at the screen.
Oh, that's hilarious. So, hey, what I wanted to talk about today is this new addition to my office, this now black, I don't know, banner, I guess it's called. And I kind of want to talk about it because I'm excited. If you know my story at all, you will know that I was a software salesperson for the better part of 2 decades, which meant I had monthly, quarterly, yearly sales goals. And there was always this constant pressure to do better. The last couple of years, I ran teams, which means I had huge numbers, and we always strive to do even bigger numbers. So what I've done is I went back over the last 18 months of my course, How to Get Started One Rental at a Time. And I've done my best to calculate how many deals students closed. Now, I've never made it a real public request for them, but I still found about 162 deals closed from people in the course. This is my yield, this is my down payment, all of those wonderful things, which is tremendous, right? Getting a student deal is like the biggest thing in my positive impact score, which I share weekly. But as I was sitting there looking at that 162 number over 18 months, I'm like, we can do better. I could do better. So the first thing I do is when I think that is, what are we going to do? So 500, we're not going to do 162. We're going to do 500, and we're not going to do 518 months. We're going to do 512 months. So on this sign, it actually says June 1st, 2021 to May 31st, 2022. So I'm excited, both because I know there's more deals out there, but it also means I have to do a better job. I have to get others to help, and it's just exciting. So I wanted to hear what you think of this, and maybe I'm crazy or not. I don't know.
No, I don't think you're crazy. I think it's a great idea, and something I say on my channel often is, and it's almost like I want to zoom in when I say this, is what isn't measured can't be improved. So if you're not tracking this and keeping it internally, trying to get a student count without asking for how many you've done, the first number is really just the ones you heard about. And right. I think there's a lot of investors who are like, well, I just bought one, nobody's really going to care. And sometimes investors don't want to share that they did a deal because they don't think that their numbers meet someone else's goal. And I see this a lot in the forums when someone says, I just bought a property and I have a 15% return on my money. Somebody from, the places where you can buy a house for $1,000 jumps in and says, well, if you don't get a 25% return, why are you wasting your time? So, and I'm like, if I can get a 10%, I'll buy them all day long, every day. So there are people who aren't sharing their data because they didn't know you were looking for it.
For sure.
The timeline lines up interestingly. I closed on May 27th. So I had to close just before your data started.
Darn it.
But I am working with that friend that I talked to in December who just closed on one this month. So I'm going to count that because the information came ultimately from One Rental at a Time, because that's where a lot of my information comes from. Grant Cardone talks about 10xing, and this is a good example of that. If you said we did this much in 18 months and we want to do that much again in 12 months, that's not really that big of a goal. I think coming up with a nice big number to shoot for is something people can get on board with. And I think that they should definitely share their deals. And I'm always shocked in the private Facebook group when somebody talks about, especially someone who's reached out with a question. And I think, oh, I'm going to help a new investor. And then they talk about their portfolio and they have 40 something properties with 60 something units. And I'm thinking, they definitely have as much experience as I do, or as much knowledge, but they needed that outside third party uninterested opinion, which I still reach out for all the time too.
Me too.
So I think tracking this is going to be really important.
And I'm always about trying to give more. So something else I've done is I've created this little postcard. It says 500, congratulations, 1 of 500. You did it. I am so happy for you. How to get started one rental at a time. I will be mailing these to everybody that does a deal that tells me about it. And oh, by the way, gives me your address. So maybe DM me or email me your address. I will autograph this and mail. And again, I have some folks that will do 2, 3, 4 deals a year. I will mail you one of these every time. And because I believe in my audience, I didn't buy 500 of these. I bought 1,500 of these because I want us to blow that number out. And I look forward to mailing at least 500, if not 1,500 of these this year. And again, I hope people keep them, put them on their desks, whatever they want to do. It's going to be a lot of fun, I think.
Nice. I look forward to getting one of those too. I'm going to definitely close on another one here pretty soon. I'm already starting the search again. And this is almost a good topic for video number 3 today. So I don't know if we want to cover it in detail, but a lot of people talk about not wanting to buy now because prices are too high, because inventory is too low. And I was looking up some data this morning, and it was the reason why I wanted to ask you this question. Inventory is not low. We have only 2.5 months of inventory, so it seems low, but there are more properties being sold in 2021. We're on track to break 7 million properties, where we had 5.6 last year. And every time I looked up the data, I would get a different number. So I need to find out what the best source is. But the scale on every website that I found was going up. The demand is what's changed. There's almost 3 times the demand of what there was 1 or 2 years ago, which I think means that if there's more properties being sold, it feels like inventory is low. Inventory is low for the amount of demand that we have, but not for the amount of demand we had last year. I think that's going to help contribute to getting those 500 properties, as long as people realize that it's always a good day to buy a great deal. And you have to be looking for those deals now to find the great deals.
Yeah, you have to do the work. And yeah, we can make that episode 3 because I think that warrants its own discussion. But the whole key to this, tying into episode 1 and now what will be episode 3, is you've got to do the work. You know, how to get started one rental at a time. Step 1 is do the work. What's your focus? Look at it. And when you look every day, the market's changing. People are telling me that now every day. The market is changing. More stuff is coming. It still goes fast, but they're coming on the market more. So it's the best time to learn your market. I believe by the end of the year, older, well-used properties will linger longer. It's just the right time to get started and do the math. Just do the math. Just because a price is high does not mean it's a bad deal. The payment is lower. You cash flow more. It's about the payment. So yeah, do the work.
And I had a random thought, and in the middle of this summer, towards the end of the summer, I'm going to take a road trip going across the country, going to do some things. I've seen a bunch of countries when I was in Marines, but I've only seen about 5 states. So me and my brothers are going to take a trip across the country.
Nice.
I'm actually going to go to lunch with a YouTuber who lives in Mississippi, who
Wow.
doesn't know that yet. I'm going to reach out to her and let her know we're going to drive by. But I want to drop by and have lunch with you too. And I'm about to say something that if you feel like, you're totally welcome to punch me in the arm if you don't like what I'm saying. But I'm going to challenge you to come up with something creative. What are you going to do if you hit 500 deals?
Oh, I need to think about that.
You don't have to answer that today, but come up with something that people would go, oh, I want to get a deal in there so I can make Mike have to do this thing, whatever that thing is.
I like that. Let me think about it. We'll answer that next week.
Okay, perfect.
All right. That's it for this episode, folks. Again, how can people get a part of your world, Dion?
Bigger Pockets is a great place to reach out. It's Dion McNeely. Facebook groups, the official Bigger Pockets group, the Real Estate Rookie Instant Message on Facebook. My YouTube channel is Dion Talk Financial Freedom. And I try to answer, I do answer every comment that comes up.
That's awesome, man. Thank you very much. Thanks for the help.
All right. Thanks, Mike.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.